Hey guys, Pet here. Welcome to Pet Rambles. I'm Pet and today I'm going to ramble about those audio CDs that I've been having in my collection for a good number of years. And I'm making a video about them because I want to digitalize them. That is the thing. They are physical right now. I want to digitalize them, to put them in this digital world where I'm telling you the story of those albums and how they got into my collection. But the main problem is, and this is a problem with everything, and I'm putting this out there, maybe there are other collectors, other people who are going through this. Like over the years, I got a good number of crap, positive and negative. You know, crap can be various things. Those are things that I'm calling them crap, but they are dear to me. They have a thing, right? And now I'm thinking like, I don't need those anymore. I'm not using those anymore. They do have a story. They are interesting to have in the collection. But since I've got those things, I have other interesting things in my collection. And I'm at the point where I'm like, where am I going to put those things? I don't have I don't have space for those things anymore. What am I going to do with them? And you know, the first thing that I'm going to do is to digitalize them, tell you the story of those CDs and so on. And then I will see. I'm also waiting for your suggestions. So yeah, let's start with this file. And the thing is, with those things is that I moved into this apartment about 3 years ago, and I still have like a lot of crap, a lot of things in my collection that are still at the old apartment. And 6 months ago or something like that, I told my mother, bring something over. When you're coming over, pick something and bring it over. And she brings those CDs, among other things. And those things have been in my living room, clogging the main table since January. And I want my target for this week is to clean that table. But again, I don't know where to put some of those things, and I don't want to throw them because they are dear to me. I'm a hoarder to some degree. And yeah, I also have some books that I need to make a video of. But anyway, StarCraft, Wings of Liberty, audio soundtrack, World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King soundtrack, World of Warcraft Cataclysm soundtrack, and Diablo 3 Collector's Edition soundtrack. And look, even Dust. The reason why I have those in the collections is because I have the Collector's Editions of Diablo 3, of World of Warcraft Cataclysm, Lich King, and StarCraft Wings of Liberty. And to be fair, I also have the others. So yeah, they came up with CDs. I pulled the CDs out of the box and I had them over like this as a showcase, I guess. And right now they are on my table, thinking of what am I going to do with them. Because again, Samwise art. I really like Samwise and his art. So yeah, then maybe things are going to get a little bit more interesting than that. When I was in Bucharest, I believe it was 2011, I was with my friend Dorna, and I think Tudor was also there. And we visited Niche Records, I believe, and I had to leave with something. I have to buy a souvenir. And back then I wasn't collecting vinyl records. And I got this Death Scream Bloody Gore CD, which I think maybe I plugged in once. Back then I still had an audio player on my CD, on my PC. So yeah, I bought this as a souvenir. What am I going to do with it now? Because if I am to listen to Death, I just go on Spotify, or at some point I will buy a record, even that I don't enjoy listening to death metal or hardcore stuff on vinyl. But yeah, this album is actually pretty great. I do like Infernal Death. Zombie Ritual is a classic. And there was another one, but it doesn't come to mind. Beyond the Unholy Grave, yeah. The Beyond the Unholy Grave, it's another song that I enjoy a lot. Then, Earth, the Beast Made Honey in the Lion's Skull. I did got this on vinyl. This is a record that's going on very well on vinyl. This cover I absolutely love. I've been using it as an avatar on some forums years ago. And the thing with this CD is that I have this in my collection since 2008. I ordered something from Amazon, and whenever some books, I think it was maybe a programming book or something. Whenever I was ordering something back then, I was also adding a CD to my collection. And I recently, this was 2008, I believe, in 2007, I found out about Earth. And this album is from 2008, so it was the new album from back then. And I was like, oh yeah, I need to have this. It's coming with this slipcase or however it's called. The Bees Meet Honey in the Lion's Skull. It's very hard to describe the album. It's like drone, it's 60 BPM. I remember writing a review on Amazon like years ago. It was something like, you're in a desert, it's very dry, your mouth is dry. And this album was playing. Then Miles Davis trilogy with Tutu, Amandala, and this one I forgot how it's called. Let's turn it out to see how. Okay, doo-bop. Tutu I remember, I like it. Amandala, the first song Katambe, it's very nice, especially at some point it has some kind of saxophone or trumpet or something that it's changing the whole thing, and it's only on that piece of the song. And this album I don't remember. I got this in 2010 as a gift for my birthday from the boys that we were like hanging out back then. And yeah, you can see how this, oh my god, it's kind of like it kind of like got stuck actually. Oh yeah, this whole thing got unstuck. I haven't opened this in like years, like at least 10 years. At least 10 years. Man, imagine how physical things sometimes get to dust. Like this one, this has been properly stored. Like it wasn't like in the sun or anything like that. But yeah, now I need to glue it together. Oh my god, everything it's falling apart. This whole thing is also like the glue made it away. But yeah, this is actually a good introduction. Like I was listening to Miles Davis before, but this is Miles Davis in his fusion era. And I believe on bass we have Miles. How the hell do we call it? Because Miles Davis, I will put it on the screen. The bass player is very cool. Then we are going into more familiar territory. I do have some Metallica here. In 2000, in the year 2000, or it was 2001, something like that. My father's friend from America, like they grew up together, but that friend moved to America in 93 or something. He came back to visit in 2000 or 2001, and he brings some CDs with him, and he left those CDs with me. And this was, let's say, my introduction to Metallica and to a couple of other things that I will show you in a second. I think you can see maybe there. Yeah, the S&M, it's classic. I haven't listened that much to this one because it's symphonic. Sometimes I like the mixture of genres, but sometimes I do not. But this album, the Black Album, Metallica 91, I've listened for so long that since then I cannot listen to this album anymore. And I don't think I did play songs here and there, but I have never listened to the album entirely since then. Because I remember having this deck of a CD player. I didn't have like a small CD player. I had like a big deck that I had like at the end of my bed, kind of like it was plugged in. I was listening to it, and then this was plugging in. Oh man. And yeah, I listened for so long with this, and Enter the Sand and Send Back Through Hollywood. I should actually give it a listen again. But then, this was also my introduction to The Cure. Maybe I listened to a couple of songs before that, but The Cure Wild Mood Swings. And I know that people are kind of mixed with this album. I actually enjoy this album a lot. Also because it's my first The Cure album. I like Want, I like Cuba America, I like at the end Trap or Treasure or one of those. Mint Car. Mint Car is like my to-go whenever I want to listen to this album, Mint Car. But I remember, I think even Bear, you can feel how this album was constructed. It's like it's a very good end of an album kind of song. And Round Around, it's also fun. But I remember it's one of those end songs. I think they start with someone matching up a light, or lighting up a match. What the fuck? What did I say? It was like, whoa. And for me, this was, even that The Cure, it's a British band, because I got this from a CD from America, right? And also because of the second song, Club America, I was under the impression that The Cure is an American band, and I always found it somehow exotic. I don't know how to describe it, but I was like, what, 14, 13 years old back then? Maybe I was 13, maybe I was 14. I was like, it felt like a proper album from top to bottom. It was like an experience. And even if you are to open this has like a small booklet. And since then, I can't get this out. Since then, I also got this on vinyl. They got 2 years or 3 years ago, they got this on picture disc, and it's actually, the album is looking great. So I'm very happy that this finally got released on vinyl. I remember reading some of the lyrics. So it was kind of like this proper physical, listening to something physical with a proper experience, like with the lyrics, with you opening. I felt like in Romania, we don't buy original things, we pirate them, especially back then. So I grew up with a lot of tapes, cassette tapes that were made of copied, overcopied, and I actually got a Walkman 2 years ago, and I listened to In Excess, Welcome to Wherever You Are, which is the tape that I was listening back then. The tape was like, oh my God, it was sounding so poorly. So yeah, listening to this, being like, oh my God, this is original. You know, this is original. Yeah, this was an experience. Then, those albums are a bigger story, because, and maybe I will tell the story the full story at one point when I'm going to talk about this band in a separate video. But Infectious Groove, I found about them in 2005, which is the year that I found out about a lot of bands. I had a lot of exploration back then. And I found out about that Rob Trujillo is on bass, and he's like funk metal. I was like, really? What's funk metal? And because I like bass guitar, I was immediately hooked into the whole Infectious Grooves thing. And during one of my Amazon orders, I remember ordering the first album and the fourth album. Those two weren't available. So for years I wanted to have all those in my collection. And in 2009, the first time I went to, I left Romania to visit my parents. They were living in France back then. I told my father, let's go to some shop, and he was like, yeah, let's go to Virgin Megastore. You can find everything there. I was like, yeah, okay. They had like lots of CDs and so on. And Infectious Grooves, at least they are not that known, right? Especially this album is from 91, this album is from 2000, this one is from 93, this one is from 97 or something like that. So, right, this is 2009. Those are long gone. Even Amazon, those weren't available, only those in the first and the fourth. And I remember going to that guy, let's ask, like I briefly looked, I can't see anything. I mean, I don't expect to see this anyway. And I go to the guy, tell him Infectious Grooves, and the guy, oui, new rock, something like that. And I was like, what? And I go back there and I look, and I see 3 Infectious Grooves CD. This one, which I already had, 2 copies of this one, and 1 copy of this one. The exact albums that I was missing. So I got them. I remember that I was like so happy. So yeah, other original CDs in my collection. Punk It Up, Therapy, it's with Ozzy Osbourne. Stop Funking With My Head, Infectious Grooves, Monster Skank I like a lot. Back to the People, You Lie and Your Breath Stank, Do the Sinister. I will make a proper video about those albums because I enjoy all of those. I do have this on vinyl. In 2017 I bought it on, it sounds very noisy because it's on this glow in the dark kind of vinyl. This one I also managed to get like 3 years ago. It was like 80 euros or something. It's 1993 press. Turtle Wax, Immigrant Song, which is a song by David Bowie, Led Zeppelin. They had like a David Bowie cover, but I don't remember now which one. Turtle Turtle Wax, Immigrant Song, it's like proper, you can see Trujillo there. If you know the original song and then you hear Trujillo, you can see what he's doing with the bass there. Slow Motion Jam, Don't Stop Spatter Jam, again, a very cool song, very cool packaging. Then here, I've listened to this, I don't have this on vinyl. It was released, but it's very pricey because again, it wasn't released since then, it wasn't repressed. Violent and Funky, Cousin Randy, songs that I like, and this one is from 2000, from the year 2000. In fact, it was Mas Borracho. I haven't listened to this one in some years. It's Hard Borracho, song number 5. Good for Nothing. I remember this one, but it's a bit hard to spot. Yeah, Fill You Up. Yeah, I remember that. What goes up? It sounds something like that. But yeah, Infectious Grooves. It's one of my favorite bands that I have on CD right now. Then, during one of my orders on Amazon, I decided to buy Fishbone, Truth and Soul. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, do I have this on vinyl also? Because I remember looking for it to buy it. I don't think I have it on vinyl, but it's an album that I would love to have on vinyl. I was into Fishbone a lot, haven't listened to them in a number of years, but Fred is Dead, Ma and Pa are some of... Yeah, I need to listen to this. This is nice to sometimes look at things that you got years ago. I mean, this is in my collection since 2009 or something like that. I need to listen to Fish and Bone again. Fishbone. Then Bastion original soundtrack. I do have, some of you might know, some of you might not know, I do have a lot of vinyl records with music from video games. It seems that I started to collect video games before vinyls and so on, and Bastion had a very good soundtrack, and I remember ordering this on Bandcamp, paying for shipping and probably customs, and I also got the one that is signed by the author Darren Korb, I believe it's his name. But yeah, Bastion soundtrack. I would love to have Bastion soundtrack on vinyl. It was released, it was re-released, it's a bit pricey, and I kind of skipped it. Darren Korb, yeah. Then I got Super Meat Boy original soundtrack. Nice to meet you. Disc 1 and Disc 2, again, 2010. I do believe I might have this since 2010. Because Super Meat Boy came in 2010, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Yeah. Then Jay-Z Beat, Horizon. Mickey is a guy I know, Mickey the bass player, I know him for years. When they released this, I was like, I want to support the band and I want to buy this. And I bought this. I also have their last album on vinyl, and he didn't sign this. He didn't sign the vinyl. Yeah, I do need to tell you about at least 2 songs from this album: Le Tank, song number 3, and Remember, the first one. And the last album from this list is Al Javala, Lost in Manele. This is from 2008. I bought this at Play, a festival in Timișoara, in 2007 or 2008. I forgot the exact year. I bought it right there, and I do remember that I actually went. I was very shy, and I went to the bass player to sign it, so he signed it. Let's see if I can find his name. Daniel Verdier. I do have some pictures with him also. I was in college studying photography and video, and I was like with my camera everywhere, and I have a lot of pictures from that concert. So yeah, song. Do I have a song? I remember. I don't see the song list. Oh, maybe this is also opening. Oh, nice packaging actually. But I also don't see the song list. It's just Great Thanks, and maybe this is also opening. Nope, not opening. But yeah, this is actually, haven't opened this one again in years, haven't listened to Al Javala in some years. They were pretty popular back there. Okay, songs. Step Into the Jungle. I remember Step Into the Jungle. But yeah, this is kind of it for this episode of me rambling about those original CDs that I've been having in my collection, and I'm curious, like, what should I do? Where should I put them? I mean, this is dear to me. This is dear to me. There are a couple of things that are not that. Infectious Groove is dear to me. This is dear to me. There are a couple of things, I don't know. To some degree, they are all dear to me, but where should I put them? I don't have room anymore. Should I sell them? Should I what? I don't know. Tell me what should I do? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.